Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well. We are a little late with this video for a few different reasons. It's been a crazy weekend around here, but we want to share information with all of you that hopefully will help to dispel some of the fear around what's going on right now. I was hesitant to do this video. I don't like being on camera, don't particularly like Facebook. I'm a relatively private person, so this is a huge stretch for me. But I feel like the situation that we're dealing with is bigger than my fear about being on this camera. I spent a good part of the weekend taking a whole bunch of notes, compiling a bunch of technical information for you guys, and decided I wasn't going to give you that because I don't think that's what's needed right now. I'm blown away at the response of not only the government, healthcare professionals, but also people in general. I've just never seen anything like it, and hopefully after we share a little perspective with you guys, you'll be able to calm some of your fears and hopefully not respond in such a manner. We were watching a news show this morning, and Fauci, the spokesperson for the coronavirus, was pressed on what he was doing to protect himself. The interviewer was giving him a really hard time about touching a microphone at a press conference, and the only answer that he gave in terms of what he was doing to protect himself was isolation. And I thought that was a really poor answer on his part, because in addition to minimizing exposure, there's so much more that you can do to improve your own natural state of immunity that really is the ultimate determining factor as to whether or not you have this affliction. So if we look at the two different models in healthcare today, they can be broken down as the allopathic model and the holistic model. The allopathic model is based on the germ theory, which adheres to the philosophy that these bugs are out there and always trying to attack us, and that we need to have a drug or a medication to eradicate that pathogen. But the truth is, these critters are around us all the time in varying numbers, and it's our job to have a well-equipped defense system for what we encounter. To provide a little bit of perspective, we lose roughly 36,000 people a year due to the normal flu. Iatrogenic death continues to be the third leading cause of death in the United States, behind heart disease and cancer. Drugs, medications kill so many more people a year than what we're dealing with in the coronavirus right now, which I don't think in the United States we've reached triple digits. So this is part of my frustration in how this is being handled. This isn't to say that drugs and medication are always bad. When you're in a crisis situation, they can be life-saving. I was an EMT firefighter for Dolores Fire for about 8 years, and I literally saw drugs bring dead people back to life. They had no pulse, and they lived because of that. That's where they shine. But when it comes to chronic disease and illness in this country, I don't think they're the answer. I think we're looking in the wrong direction. We need to focus on internal health. You have an army inside of you to fight these pathogens. It's called your immune system. Jen and I have raised our kids without the use of drugs, not so much as a Tylenol, an aspirin, or an antibiotic. That doesn't mean that we're superhuman or that we have super immunity. If we can do it, we believe anybody can do it. But you have to have the right tools in place to make that happen. So Jen has posted numerous times the 6 causes of health that are in my dad, Dr. Bill's old adjusting room, which, by the way, Breitenbach Chiropractic is 50 years old this year. So this is a lifestyle and a philosophy that we've adhered to since really since the day I was born. I was raised in this way of living to really maintain health. So a lot of people are looking for things to boost immunity. And if I was asked the question by that interviewer this morning that was posed to Fauci and asked, what are you doing to protect yourself? My answer would be not a whole lot different than what I'm already doing, because this is the way that we live. And it's been a very healthy lifestyle for us. And we want to help as many people as possible do the same, because the drugs are not the answer. There's always going to be another pathogen out there around the corner. They mutate. When they mutate, that means they change. You need a new drug. So rather than try to fight the bug, improve your own state of health. And we can help you do that. We have some specific recommendations in terms of nutrition to do that. But for fear of this sounding like a commercial, I don't really want to provide that information right now. But I can tell you there are things that you want to avoid. When Dr. Royal Lee started Standard Process in 1929, he recognized the need for supplementation. And in that, he said, although we supplement, that still needs to be food. Food is still the way that the body is designed to assimilate and utilize nutrients. So when you rush to the store in a state of panic looking for immune enhancers on the grocery store shelf or even at the health food store, which 99% of the stuff that's carried there is synthetic fractionalized chemicals posed as nutrition. So I will share with you a couple of things. This is an article back in 2007 from Reader's Digest, The Vitamin Hoax. In that, it stated that men who take more than one multivitamin a day have a 32% higher risk of advanced prostate cancer. Now again, when we're talking about these products, we're talking about synthetics. This would be like a Centrum, 1 a day. If you read the ingredients, most, if not all of the ingredients are from synthetic fractionalized sources. They also write, no one knows for sure why a food source may be more beneficial, but one theory is that nature provides a perfect balance of compounds that isn't fully replicable in the lab. While there's evidence that vitamin C and E and beta carotene protect the heart when you get them from food, a recent Harvard study found that they don't provide protection when you get them from a supplement. That was 2007. In 2010, they did another story, The Vitamin Scam. And in that, they wrote, vitamins are safe when you get them in food, but in pill form, they can act more like a drug, Albion says, with the potential for unexpected and sometimes dangerous effects. That was 2010. JAMA did a study back in 2007 where they looked at 232,606 participants that were taking beta carotene, vitamin A, vitamin E, ascorbic acid as vitamin C. Now again, these are all synthetic fractionalized sources. What they found in that study was that if people were taking these together or singly, that there was a significant increase in all-cause mortality. You guys can look the study up if you'd like. So taking synthetic fractionalized supplements not only does not help you, it is hurting you. So you need to read your labels. You need to really understand what you're taking. And remember that food is your best source of nutrients. to enhance immune system function. If it's not food, don't eat it. The other thing is that sugar plays a very important role in immune system function. So studies were done, and these are old. I've had these books since I was in college, but they state a study at Loma Linda School of Medicine showed that when fructose, sucrose, honey, or orange juice were consumed, there was a significant decrease in the capacity of neutrophils, or white blood cells, to engulf bacteria. We know that to be true for all pathogens now. Another study by Dr. Benjamin Sadler back in 1948 noted that refined sugars pull ionized free calcium out of white blood cells and disturb calcium metabolism in other ways. 4 ounces of candy or 1 candy bar eaten by a child results in a drop of utilizable calcium levels that lasts up to 6 days. Another study on sugar by Churaskin and Ringsdorf showed that when sugar was ingested, the ability of white blood cells to destroy bacteria, and again, this can be applied to nearly all pathogens, can fall by as much as 60%. So removing refined sugar out of your diet, especially now, is of the utmost importance in terms of what you don't do to stay healthy. Remember this: exposure is necessary for the contraction of this type of illness. However, exposure alone does not guarantee contraction of this illness. Your internal state of immunity is the most important determinant factor as to whether or not you will succumb to this disease or any other that comes down the pipe. We have the tools, the knowledge, and the experience to help you through this situation with hope, not fear. But we want to leave you with a few things to think about and a few things to do. One is to revisit the 6 causes of health, which within that discusses whole food nutrition. In order for you to have real health, you need real food. That's number 1. I was amazed at the pictures that my daughter brought home from the grocery store, where she showed that the frozen food section, where they keep all the frozen pizzas and all that prepared food, was cleaned out. There wasn't anything there. However, the produce department was still well stocked. So it kind of gives you an idea of where our priorities are in health. And I get that, yeah, those are things that will fit in the freezer and you can hold for a while. But at the same time, while produce is still available, why aren't we eating it? That's what's going to generate real health. So try to stick with whole food. The other thing, again, is to avoid sugar as much as possible. Nothing depresses immune system function more than sugar, and especially refined sugar. And the other issue is the panic and the search for supplements that people are engaged in, and they can't be synthetic if they're going to help you. Stay away from them. Read the labels. It's really, really important. And then lastly, we want to just let you know that we're here for you. If you have questions, concerns, if there's anything else that we can do for you to help you through this, please let us know. We're here. You know where to find us, and we'll try to provide more information as it comes. Thank you.